Over the weekend, I spent $125,000 on sports cards and sealed wax as an investment. Today, I'm going to tell you what I bought and explain why. My name is Jeff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another episode. I'm excited for this one today because I'm excited that I just spent some more money on sports cards and I'm going to have a nice mail day in the near future. Guys, I remain bullish on the sports card market for the long term. I don't know what the next few months will bring, but what I do believe is that if you look 5 years out, 10 years out, sports cards are a great place to park some money. And that's what I continue to do every single month, buying more and more cards and storing them away as long-term investment. And this weekend, I spent $125,000 on cards, and now I'm going to tell you what I bought and why. And of course, this episode is brought to you by eBay. eBay is here for the card collectors with a trick for every trade, like advanced tools for price checking with Price Guide Beta within the eBay app, and up to 50% faster listing with Image Scan. Learn how collecting just got smarter at ebay.com/trading hub. All right, I've got my auction invoice. I've got market movers up on my computer so we can take a look at all of this. Now, I shop for a lot of sports cards and sealed wax on eBay. But this past weekend, I actually made these purchases from Golden Auctions. They were doing one of their big monthly elite auctions, and I thought that there were several things in that auction that could make good long-term investments. And so Saturday night, I was up bidding and I bought a bunch of stuff. And now let's take you through what I bought and why. So let's start with a few sports cards that are, in my opinion, great investments, also great for the personal collection. So this first one has a lot of meaning to me. It's the 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. card, PSA 10, but there's something particularly special about this card. It is also an autograph 10, and that makes a big difference. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So I spent $13,200 on this card over the weekend through Golden Auctions. Now, here's why this card is, I think, first of all, a great investment. Obviously, Ken Griffey Jr., absolutely iconic player from my childhood, probably the most iconic player from my childhood. When I was growing up collecting cards, this Upper Deck card was the chase card because that was right in the prime of my card collecting as a kid in 1989. This was the chase card. And even though I opened up a bunch of packs of Upper Deck as a kid, I never once pulled the card. Now it's nice as an adult to be able to own it again. Now, I already owned this card in normal PSA 10 condition, which right now will set you back a little bit over $2,000 to get the card as PSA 10. But here's the thing. There are almost 4,000 of this card graded in PSA 10 condition. There's only 31 of this card in PSA 10 condition with a PSA 10 auto. Only 31. So the autographed version of this card in PSA 10 is incredibly more rare. What is that, 100 times more rare than the normal PSA version of the card? So to me, it's worth that premium and then some. And yes, it's a big premium. Again, I paid $13,200 for this card. I could have bought the normal PSA 10 for a little over $2,000. But I love having this iconic card with the autograph in a 10-10 and knowing there's only 31 of them in existence. To me, this is a card that will continue to appreciate in value over the long run. Now, I love this style of buying all-time great players with the on-card autographs on their key rookie cards because it makes them so much more rare than buying the card itself. And I did it again. So the second card that I purchased was Tom Brady's iconic 2000 Bowman Chrome card. This is an iconic Tom Brady rookie card, and this card is BGS graded 9.5 with a 10 autograph. He has signed this card and he inscribed on the card 5X Super Bowl MVP, which means that he signed it recently. He signed it since this last Super Bowl because that was his 5th Super Bowl MVP award. This card is, I think, critically important because once again, it's extremely low population when you get the autograph on there. Now, I don't have the BGS numbers because as far as I can tell, I can't pull the specific numbers on the autograph cards from BGS population reports. But if you go look over at PSA's population reports, there's only 19 of this card autographed in a PSA 9 and only 12 of this card autographed in a PSA 10. Here, it's a BGS 9.5 with a 10 auto. I don't know how many of those exist, but I'm sure it's less than 50. It's probably less than 20. And to get that 5X Super Bowl MVP inscription, that's really special. I paid $19,680 for this card. This is a card that I think can continue to go up, but there is one potential problem. What if he wins another Super Bowl and another Super Bowl MVP award? Then the card could look a little bit outdated. So now I kind of have to root for Brady to not win another Super Bowl MVP award so that this card remains in perpetuity as the correct inscription of a 5X Super Bowl MVP winner by Tom Brady. So now let's shift attention to sealed wax. Because if you guys have watched this show before, you know I have said many times over, I am very bullish on sealed wax as a long-term investment. And I believe that in almost all cases, sealed wax will do better over the long run than buying individual cards. And history has proven that out. And within Market Movers now, we have an entire sealed wax universe where we are tracking hundreds and hundreds of different types of boxes, different types of products, all sport, retail, hobby, etc. And you can see by looking at the charts and comparing the charts of sealed wax to cards that sealed wax is accelerating more than cards in most cases in terms of value. So I invested quite a bit in sealed wax in this golden auction. I know it's not as sexy to collect. Having sealed wax on your shelf is not as attractive as having cards, which is why I buy both. I love to collect cards, but from an investment standpoint, I really love to invest in sealed wax. So the first thing I bought was a sealed hobby case of 2014 Prizm basketball. This is almost impossible to find. 2014 Prizm basketball was printed in very low numbers compared to, what we've seen in recent years from Prizm basketball. Finding sealed boxes is difficult. Finding sealed cases from 2014 is almost impossible. So when I saw this one pop up on Golden Auctions, I said, that's a case I want to hold on to. Now, I paid $13,200 for that case. The case contains 12 boxes. So that's about $1,100. Well, it is $1,100 a box. Here in Market Movers, in the sealed wax universe, we're tracking the price of those individual hobby boxes. And you can see they've gone from anywhere over the last few months from about $1,300. They went all the way up to there was one that sold for over $1,600. The most recent sale on that has been about $930. Looking back at the average of all of those boxes over the course of that period of time, you see an average of $1,298 on a sealed box. Here, I bought the entire case at an average of $1,100 per box. So I felt very good about that buy. I felt like I got a good value. Now, of course, with 2014 sealed wax, you're hoping that Joel Embiid, he's the star rookie from that year. You hope that he goes on and has a good career. Of course, there's Andrew Wiggins cards in there as well. But that's not the whole story. One of the nice things about buying sealed wax is you're buying it not just for the strength of the rookie class, but you're also buying it for the all-time great players who exist in that box as well. For example, you have the chance at LeBron, silver cards. You've got the chance at LeBron gold cards or different types of parallels of LeBron in those boxes. You've also got Kobe. You've got the chance of Kobe silver, Kobe gold, etc. So you've got these great players that are always going to keep the price of those boxes high, even if Joel Embiid's career doesn't amount to championships or anything of that nature. So I think sealed wax is a great investment, both for rookies, but as well as for some of those all-time great players that appear within those products. So staying on the sealed wax train, the next box that I bought, I'm really excited about. This is another one that's almost impossible to find. 2015 Upper Deck The Cup Hockey. Upper Deck The Cup Hockey from 2015, and of course that is Connor McDavid's rookie year. And if you watch any hockey, you know that Connor McDavid is one of the brightest, if not the brightest, young star in the game. This guy's absolutely incredible, a great story. He's going to go on and just have an amazing career, in my opinion, and his cards will always be sought after. The Cup is a really high-end hockey product that Upper Deck puts out, and it is your opportunity to get RPA's rookie patch autos of Connor McDavid. Those are his supreme rookie cards, some of his most valuable rookie cards in existence. And I bought a sealed case, a 6-box sealed master case for $36,000. Now that sounds like a lot. The last individual box, if we look here at Market Movers, you can see this thing sells, these individual boxes hardly ever sell. There's not many of them out there. The last individual box sold for $5,200. And that sold a couple of months ago at $5,200. I got a case of 6 boxes for $36,000, which is about $6,000 per box. I was very comfortable at that price point. And when you also sometimes, when you buy a case, you can sometimes get a premium price when you go resell it down the road. Because if you have a real collector who's really coveting that case, and especially if they're thinking about opening it, they'd rather buy a sealed case than buy individual boxes because there's more risk with individual boxes. There's risk that those boxes were perhaps tampered with, or there's risk that those boxes were damaged, or there's risk that somebody opened up a few cases from the box, found some, or rather, sorry, a few boxes from the case, I should say, found some big hits in those boxes, and then made the assumption that the other boxes in the case probably didn't have anything that valuable. So they decided, well, we'll sell off these other boxes. So you may end up with individual boxes that don't contain a whole lot if the really hot boxes were already pulled from the case. So buying the entire case provides protection against all of that, and that also can provide a multiplier on the resale market if you go resell it down the road. So I loved this purchase of 2015 The Cup Hockey. I also bought a box of 1984 Topps football wax. I bought this box for $3,300. It was BBCE certified. So it was certified by the Baseball Card Exchange. When you're buying an old box of cards, it's important that it be certified by the Baseball Card Exchange, that it's BBCE certified, because they are a group that will actually look at the box and will actually certify that that box was in its original condition and that it has not been tampered with. And that can be a problem with older boxes. You set yourself up for the possibility of having a tampered box if it's not BBCE certified. So you're gonna pay a premium to get a BBCE certified box, which I did here, but it's definitely worth it. Now, 1984 Topps football is important because that's John Elway's rookie year and that's Dan Marino's rookie year. So this is a nice box, in my opinion, to hold on to. You've got a couple of the all-time great quarterbacks who were rookies that particular year. That was the incredible rookie class of quarterbacks that year, if you recall. And so it's a great historic box. Now, looking in Market Movers, the last 2 sales of this box were lower. They were around $2,000, but those were not BBCE certified boxes. In fact, the last 3 sales weren't. If you go back and look at the last BBCE certified box, it was up at $3,550. So I paid $3,300 for this. I feel pretty good about that price point. And you can tell which ones are and are not BBCE certified by scrolling down and going to the detailed results tab in Market Movers, and then by looking at the box image and description. The ones that are BBCE certified have that Baseball Card Exchange logo, and they typically will say BBCE sealed within the description. So that's how you can know. The next box I bought, an individual box of 1993 Upper Deck SP Baseball. And of course, the key card in that box is Derek Jeter. So this is a sealed box from Derek Jeter's rookie year, 1993 Upper Deck SP. And of course, those SP Derek Jeter cards in really good condition go for incredible amounts of money. I paid $5,100 for this box. So going back into market movers again here, you can see most recent sale on eBay for this box was in the neighborhood of $4,500, $4,600, $4,500. So I paid a little bit more than what this box had sold for recently on eBay, but the box looked like it was in really good condition. It looked like a sharp box. They had nice high resolution imagery of the box. I felt comfortable with the box. I was willing to pay a little bit more. I wanted to get my hands on that box. Once again, this is a long-term investment for me. This is a box that I will probably hold for 5 or 10 years and then maybe eventually resell at that point in time. So the difference, a couple $100 difference, didn't make a big difference to me to be able to acquire this box because it's one that I'm going to hold for many, many years, and I hope when I eventually go resell it that it will be worth 3 or 4 or 5x what it's worth today. Whether that happens or not, only time will tell. But one of the things I love about sealed wax is sealed wax gets more rare over time, while the cards themselves within the boxes become more common. And the reason why is because there are people out there, there are big collectors out there who are going to buy these 1993 SP boxes and open them in search for Derek Jeter cards. So there's only a limited supply of these boxes sealed remaining on the market, and there are people that are opening them. And every time that happens, there's less and less. So I figure if I buy a box like this and I hold it for 5 or 10 years, by the time I go resell it, there will be even less available, less sold on the market than there is today. And as you know, basic economics, if demand is holding steady or increasing, but supply is going down and down, that typically is driving prices up. All right, my next purchase along the same lines, I bought a 2000 Bowman Chrome football box. That, of course, is Tom Brady's rookie year. Now, you already saw earlier that I bought that Tom Brady autograph card from Bowman Chrome. Now I bought the sealed box that card would have originally come out of in obviously non-autographed condition. I paid $14,400 for this box. That's a little bit above market because looking at market movers, we can see that the last sale of this box on eBay was $13,500. But this box was in really good shape. It looked perfect. And that's important. When you're buying or selling an old sealed wax box, you want the condition of the box to look perfect. Oftentimes it doesn't. Oftentimes it looks a little crushed, the corners look a little dinged in, and that will make somebody nervous about the condition of the cards inside the packs inside the box. So a box that looks like it's in pristine condition is going to command a little bit of a premium, and that's why I paid a little bit of a premium for this 2000 Bowman Chrome box. The next thing I bought was a case, 12 boxes, of 2013 SP Authentic Basketball, simply for Giannis. That's Giannis's rookie year. 2013 SP Authentic has Giannis rookie cards in it, and I liked the deal I got on this one. I paid $14,400 for the case. That's about $1,200 for the box. And if you look here in Market Movers at what these boxes have done over the last few months, the average price for one of these boxes was about $1,100. So I paid a little bit over the average box price, but I got the entire case at $1,200 per box. And as I explained earlier, sometimes you can get a little bit of a premium for the case. Big collectors will be willing to pay a little bit of a premium. I like this one for a long-term investment. It's something I'm going to hold on to probably until after Giannis's playing days are done. Maybe eventually resell it down the road as he's wrapping his career, or maybe as he's getting into the Hall of Fame. That might be a great time to sell it. For me, sitting on this box for many years makes sense. Owning a case made a lot of sense because of that premium value that it can command. The final thing I purchased, and this one has kind of a funny story to me. I bought a single box of 2014 Prizm World Cup Soccer. This was the first Prizm release in soccer. It's become a very iconic set within the soccer card market. It's kind of the equivalent of 2012 Prizm basketball, how that set has a premium because it was the first year of Prizm, and so everybody loves 2012 Prizm basketball. It has a premium. Well, 2014 Prizm World Cup Soccer is the same with soccer. And of course, you've got a lot of all-time great players in there. You've got guys like Messi and Ronaldo that you can find in that box. Now, these hobby boxes are typically very expensive. The last one on eBay sold for $8,000, and that sold just a few weeks ago. I picked up this one at Golden Auctions for $6,000. I was happy with the $6,000 price point. And $8,000 was, I think, too high of a sale for this box. I've seen it go at card shows for less than $8,000. You know, so that one was a little bit perhaps too high. $6,000, I felt comfortable with that price point. Why this box is funny to me is I bought this box for my brother-in-law, Sean, for Christmas. The Christmas before last, December of 2019, I bought him this box for Christmas. I only had to pay a few $100s for it at the time. This box is now, I'm now buying the same box that I bought him for Christmas 2 years ago that I paid a few $100s for. I'm now buying that same box for myself for an investment standpoint and paying $6,000 for the box. That is some serious appreciation in the value of that sealed wax over the course of a couple of years. Thankfully, Sean has held on to the box. He still has it locked away in his safe. So he's got a box now that's worth $6,000. I've got a box now that's worth $6,000. Hopefully, for both of our sake, those boxes go on to be worth many multiples of that sometime years down the road. So that was my purchases. Of all of these purchases over the weekend, what do you like the best? Which one of these purchases that I made do you think will go up the most from an investment standpoint 5 or 10 years from now? Let me know in the comments below, and then we may very well someday in the future, 5 or 10 years from now, revisit this video and see which of all of these cards and boxes did in fact go up the most. And we'll see, we'll maybe even give you a shout out 5 or 10 years in the future if you made the correct pick in the comments below. Okay guys, as you saw, all of these boxes are now being tracked in Market Movers along with hundreds and hundreds of other boxes. And if you want to use Market Movers to track sealed wax, I'm gonna give you 20% off your first payment, your first month or your first year if you pay annually by using promo code WAX. All you have to do is go to sportscardinvestor.com, go to Market Movers in the main menu bar, and then use promo code WAX for 20% off your first payment to Market Movers to track tons of sealed wax and to also track your sealed wax collection right within Market Movers. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please give us a subscribe and hit that bell icon if you haven't already. And I'm headed to the Dallas Card Show right now. I'll hopefully see you there, and you're gonna see the video, my videos from the Dallas Card Show on Sunday, so keep an eye out for those. Until then, enjoy yourself. See you guys soon.